All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, and to the Bayashit Abadat, the house of David. Amaya Shetab.
Correct, is that?
I'm Cologne.
All right, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, with a lesson today, Lord willing, be edifying unto the body. And we're going to title this lesson the truth
of the fear.
Yeah, the fear of the truth.
Fear of the truth.
All right. And hey, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back to the nation of Israel. All right, you are the chosen nation that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai loves and cares for. All right, on this go around, it is only 1/3 of the nation of Israel that will adhere to the laws, statutes, and commandments set before them.
Okay.
All right, that the scripts speak of, and the promise and the blessing and the salvation, all right, that Israel is to receive. It will only be to 1/3 of the nation of Israel on this go around. Okay, 2/3 of the nation of Israel will perish and die for not believing upon the true testimony of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this lesson and show you through the spirit and the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai what it takes and what you need for salvation. All right? Because, faith, you have to have faith, all right, for salvation. And ultimately, it has to be imparted by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. All right? The elect. And the elect have the faith. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. It's going to be the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, starting at verse 1. All right? You got it?
I had to read what you were talking about. Okay. This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 1. Behold, speak in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, said Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Right. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said, speak into the ear of my people. All right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, as well as you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. Speak to the ear of my people prophecy. Prophecy is to tell what the things that are to come before they happen. All right? So you are prophesying and telling exactly what's going to happen, like the downfall of this queendom. All right? This is prophecy in its entirety in real time. Okay, that you have been seeing day in and day out, that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has put the prophets out on the highways and byways, starting with Apostle Tahar from GMS. Right, 30 plus years has this truth been going out. Prophecies have been unfolding. All right, as this year is deemed what Apostle Tahar has deemed it, the year that Abaratazah, all prophecy is fulfilled. All right, go ahead.
Continuing, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Right. Let not the unbelief, the incredulity of those who believe on another doctrine, or those who go against this doctrine. Right. Don't let their disbelief take you out of the belief of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that leads you unto salvation, leads you unto eternal life. It is only Yahweh Bashem Yahushai who can offer you those things. Okay? And he only offers it to 1/3 of the nation of Israel at this time. All right? Understanding that through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the commonwealth of Israel is that all of Israel will be brought back through the loins of the elect, of the multitude of the 1/3. But first and foremost, starting with the 144,000 elect men of Israel. Okay? But it is these things that you have to continue to believe on and know that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai cares for you. All right? And it is only 1/3 of the nation of Israel at this point in time. Okay? 2/3 of our own people will not get it. 2/3 of our own people have that incredulity, that faithless ideology. All right, I don't even want to say faith. All right, because they have no faith. If you're not believing on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in its entirety, his entirety, you have no faith. Okay, period, point blank. All right, you got a pre or something?
No, I got I'm on that.
Yeah, I thought somebody had it. I thought
He said he had a pre.
you had a pre.
Oh, that was earlier. I think it's the Spirit will bring that one back.
Go ahead.
Continue on 2nd Ezra 15:4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Right. All the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Those who are playing with this word, not making their bodies a living sacrifice, okay, not on the highways and byways, or not being a help unto the prophets, all right, but saying that they believe, all right, and not showing any type of works, any type of dedication, all right, making their bodies a living sacrifice, or fulfilling their lot that Yahweh Shem Yahushai has them in, whether it be a help and friends unto the prophets, all right, whether it be a woman obeying her husband, all right, whether it be a child obeying the parents, all right, this is Yahweh Shem Yahushai's will. These are all the things you are supposed to do to show yourself faithful within your lot, within your measure that Yahweh Shem Yahushai has bestowed upon you. All right? That's why we all work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. We all have an individual task, and then we have a task as a body. Abaratazah, we are the men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, of the elect. All right? The 144,000 elect men have multiple jobs. Okay? You have the job first and foremost of being a prophet for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, standing up for his name, taking care of the business that you are to do as and conduct as a man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the way you should walk if you have a family, the things you need to do to take care of your family, go to work, and so on and so forth. Okay? Yahweh Shem Yahushai is just in all his ways, but he gives you all the strength to take care of it. All right? But the unfaithful, will not take heed, will not care about anything that Yahweh Shem Yahushai place in front of them in righteousness. Okay? You got it.
Okay. This is James 2 and 17. Even 17. Even so, faith, if it hath not works, is dead. Belong alone. Yea, a man may say they has faith, and I have works. Show me thou faith without thy works, and I show thee my faith by my works.
Right. Yahweh Shem Yahushai demands and commands that you show him faith by your works. All right? And works by your faith. All right? Because it is only, if you lean upon Yahweh Shem Yahushai for your understanding and for everything that is given to you in your daily bread, okay? Your daily bread, that means you are always in the presence of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, asking to receive faith and more faith. Always asking to continue. Always asking for help. All right? Because you cannot do it alone. I cannot do it alone. These brothers cannot do it alone. It is Yahweh Shem Yahushai who takes care of us. All right? Who allows us to do the work and to do the will. And sometimes, guess what? We fall short. All right? We fall short, but we ask Yahweh Shem Yahushai for forgiveness, and that we continue, and get our ass back up and go even harder. All right? That was it, right? You got it.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, and verse 28. It says, "And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell."
Right. So here it is. Salaki, 2/3 of the nation of Israel, have a fear for this devil, but no fear for the Most High. All right? You fear a man that only can take your body, and you don't fear the man that can take your body and soul and cast you back in this hellhole. All right? And cast you with 4 arms, 2 eyes, 3 tongues.
Paralyze your ass.
All right? Paralyze your ass. Put a foot in the middle of your back. All right? Just so Yahweh Shem Yahushai can laugh at you. Okay? Talking about don't tread on me. All right? Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Allah Shadya, that demon-like power, has no respecter of persons. So fuck what you think. All right? You got it. First Maccabees.
Yeah. First Maccabees 2 and 58.
Yeah.
I was just there. What is? So just
y'all got Yahweh Shem Yahushai messed up. Okay? Y'all think that he's sunshine and rainbows and here for everybody. Y'all think that everything's going to be okay. He's going to save everybody. All right? It says the righteous shall scarcely be saved. Right? Why is it so scarcely? Why is it at that last break, at that last moment, at that last time? All right? Before that fire devours you. All right? Why is it at that time? So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, so you can maintain that fear at all times.
I'm on First Maccabees 2:58. This is Elijah. This is Elijah. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, it says Elias, I believe.
Yeah,
Elias, but it's Elijah.
It says Elijah.
It's read Elias.
Elias, from being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven.
Right. For Elias being fervent, which that is Elijah, all right, being fervent in the spirit, in the law of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, pursuant to the book of 2 Kings, you want to grab it, 2 Kings 2, and just start at 10 or 9 through 11. All right, and gives you, this is goes to give the example of how Yahweh Bashem Yahushai delivered him. Okay.
It's 2 Kings 2 and 10. It said, or you said 9?
2 Kings 2 and start at 9.
All right. Verse 9, it says, "And it came to pass when they were gone over that Elijah said unto Elisha, Ask what I shall do for thee before I be taken away from thee. And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me."
God. And the reason why I wanted the brother to read that, because it's showing two-hand double faith. All right? It's showing two men with the faith that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has bestowed upon him.
Right. And his Elisha, which was, the understudy of Elijah, or Elijah's servant, he knew that Elijah had great faith. That's why he asked for that. Let me have a double portion of thy spirit. He wanted that same faith. He even wanted to ask for more of it.
God.
Right, because he knew that's what it was. And going back to the previous scripture the brother read, and was that First or Second Maccabees? To be taken up, that means that he got beamed up in those chariots.
God.
All right, the chariot of salvation, the chariots of Israel. They took Elijah just as Enoch was took.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Right, because he walked with God. He walked after the ways, the laws, statutes, and commandments, such as Enoch walked with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
I believe, I don't got to get it, but I'll say that for later. Verse 10, going back, 2 Kings 2 and 10, it says, "And he said, Thou hast asked a hard thing, nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee, but if not, it shall not be so. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that, behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven."
God. Hey, it goes to show you the faith of Elijah and Elijah. I'm getting tongue twisted.
And Elisha.
Elijah and Elisha. Elisha, the water, Salakia. All right. Hey, the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai gave you a perfect example. All right. How much faith is it going to take? And the faith was imparted by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Right, because it's one thing, Elijah had the faith, and it was his appointed time to get beamed up, but it was also, Elisha's faith that allowed him to see it.
God.
All right,
Witness and salvation.
to be a witness of that miracle.
God.
All right, because it's a miraculous sight, or that wonder.
God.
You would say.
Hey, and read Second Kings. All right, read Second Kings 2, and the whole chapter. All right, hey, and get the understanding out of it. Let Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai sup with you if you have the ears to hear and the eyes to see. All right, First Maccabees.
Let me read one more.
Oh, you gonna read?
Yeah, verse 12. It says, and Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof. And he saw him no more, and he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So everything, Elijah wasn't there, but his clothes stayed.
Right.
Oof.
Hey, it goes to show you that these present body and these worldly garments can't inherit the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everything is defiled. All right, everything is defiled, but Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to change all things. All right, he's going to change and make us perfect. Albaratazah, we be those men.
Come.
All right, that we won't wear mixed fabrics, these earthly garments. All right, defiled.
I'm sure they still were able to keep the law back then.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, for us this day, Salakia.
Yeah.
That hey, spiritual things are the only thing that belong in heaven. All right, unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, that belong in the chariots.
Because these bodies are defiled, they can't enter in.
Right.
It changes darkness. It's garbage.
You got it.
Apostle Gabar call them beat up apartments.
Yep.
Just going back to First Maccabees 2 and 59. Hold on a moment. And this.
Oh, the names.
Ananias,
Azarias, and
Messiah,
by believing, were saved out of the flame.
Right. Those that were saved out of the flame, as you know them, are the three holy children. All right. Pursuant to the book of Daniel, chapter 3, and verse, starting at verse 14 through 25. All right. If you could just pull, Salakia. Let me see. I'll go ahead and get it.
You said Daniel 3?
Yeah, Daniel 3. This will be the book of Daniel 3 and start at 14.
All right.
Okay.
This is Daniel 3 and 14. It reads, Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do not ye serve my powers, serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now, and those are, the names of Ananias, Azarias, and
Mizrael. God. All right.
Mizrael.
It is this faith that these brothers had. All right. That delivered them from this situation. All right. And you want to read 14 through 25. Okay. We'll go ahead and let's drop down. I just wanted to read those names so it could be, those people who don't have the Apocrypha. All right, this King James 16 and 11. All right, this is a story in the account of that situation. All right, of that situation where you can find the information of the faith and the testimony that is given. Okay, of this very same story. Okay.
Kind of, and the Hebrew names, I believe, the Hebrew names are the ones in the Apocrypha, the Ananias, or which is says here Hananiah, Misael, and Azariah.
Oh.
All right.
Hey, and
They had other names that they were called, just as Daniel. You know, Daniel was called Belshazzar.
and you can find it's lucky you can find in the Apocrypha the three holy children. All right, that account of the three holy children is a song, is a hymn. All right, about that account as well. All right, you can go ahead and drop down. I
You
believe
just want me to
it.
drop down.
Yeah.
All right. Where?
You can drop down to 23 and 24.
Right. So these three men, they stood, you know, to their faith and didn't bow down to that image.
God.
All right, against Nebuchadnezzar's order. Just to give the background of the whole story. You said 20 what?
23.
20. Okay, so Daniel 3 and 23 says, and these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Slack 22. 22.
All right. Verse 22. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound in the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was astonished, and rose up in haste and spake, and he said unto his counselors, did not we cast these three men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have not hurt, and the form of the fourth is like the son of power, son of Yahweh. Okay?
Hey, so how much faith did these men have to have? How much faith did these men stand for the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and denied the king? All right, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai had basically shown up, okay, in the furnace, shown up in the furnace that he may be seen. It said the man that there is 4 not bound in the fire.
Right.
All right.
So and it was so hot when he sent his servants. It said it when he sent his servants to go check on them, you know, make sure that they were dead. His servants died.
God.
Servants got burnt up.
And so, how much more does it take? How much more should you, Israel, be in tune with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai instead of being an adversary unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai?
Okay. And I'm gonna get that account. Apocrypha. This is the song of the three holy children. All right, it's only one chapter, and this is going to be verse 25. It says, and it passed through and burned those Chaldeans it found about the furnace. But the angel of the Lord came down into the oven together with Azarias and his fellows, and smote the flame of the fire out of the oven, and made the midst of the furnace as it had been a moist whistling wind, so that the fire touched them not at all, neither hurt nor troubled them. All right, so that's how, you know, Yahweh Shai, you know, he went up into that oven, you know, that furnace. All right, he used, you know, his power, you know, but really just, you know, had the elements, you know, work against. You know, he used the elements to work against it.
God.
Work against the fire.
That they may not be touched. And
right.
As it goes on to read, the brother would go on to read, it goes to say that they smelled not of smoke or anything.
Right.
All right? That they were still, as they went in, as they came out. All right? The only real difference is, their faith was that much more increased. Okay, that Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, had delivered them in the furnace of adversity. For us brothers this day, Abaratazal, we be those men, but the furnace, all right, where they were facing adversity for the parable that we use now. Okay? is that they were physically in a furnace. Physically. All right, where the fire could touch them, but it would not touch them due through the faith that they had in Yahweh Shem Yahushai's testimony. All right, you can read down on it if you want, if there is another point.
Well, I thought I'm trying to get to that point. I don't see it though. What's that? Do not smell it. I don't know exactly what verse that is, but I was gonna drop down to 60.
Go on.
This is a same chapter's verse 60. No, verse 66 says, "Oh, Ananias, Azarias, and Misael, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever, for he hath delivered us from hell, and saved us from the hand of death, and delivered us out of the midst of the furnace and burning flame, even out the midst of the fire hath he delivered us." Okay.
Goes to show you the only one that can deliver out of Pharaoh's hand, out of out of Esau Edom's hand is Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Through the furnace of adversity. All right. That furnace of adversity is laden with adversaries. All right, the adversaries that are adverse to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, anti-Hamashiach. All right, with 2/3 of our own nation against us. All right, the 1/3 of our nation. All right, as well as these other heathen nations, not wanting Israel to Israel's power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai name to reign across the universe. All right, and that the name of Israel be in remembrance. Okay? Because when Israel comes back into remembrance of who we are and whose we are, glorifying our power, all these other nations are subdued.
Mm-hmm.
All right? They are put to bed, they are put to rest, they are put at ease. All right? And they have to adhere to the power structure. All right?
Right, and this could be related to the fiery trial that, that the elect is going through right now, being purified, through chastisement, through adversity. But Yahweh Shai is there, and the Comforter, the Holy Spirit is there to make a way out, of this oven. All right.
God. All right, you got it. First Maccabees.
I got one more.
God.
This is Matthew 18:20. It says, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them." And that's Yahweh Shai speaking.
All right.
So these guys stood up for the law, for their law, for Yahweh Shem Yahushai's law, in His namesake. All right. Ananias and the 3 holy children, all right, were making a stand for righteousness or in boldness in what they believed in. All right, and Yahweh Shai was there to deliver them out of the furnace. All right. Likewise, Yahweh Shai is here to deliver us out of this captivity.
God.
All right, and He's actually physically going to come back.
Yep. It's Yahweh Shem Yahushai. What does Yahweh Shai's name mean? He saves, He delivers, He's salvation.
Right.
All right. It is only for the nation of Israel who are going to be able to receive that salvation. All right. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and the speckled birds whose father's line goes back. 1/3 of the nation of Israel will receive that salvation, and 1/3 alone. Okay. It is not. This is not an all-inclusive trip for everybody.
No.
Okay, this is a bloodline heritage that you have to belong to.
So it's for His people and His people only.
All right, you got it.
This First Maccabees 2:60. Daniel for his innocence. That's what his innocence. It's innocency.
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 I don't know where you got that.
Yeah.
That's First Maccabees 2:60.
Yeah, innocency.
Yeah, was delivered.
Was delivered from the mouth of the lions.
Right, and this is another account where he was what? Where Daniel was delivered from the mouth of the lions. All right? The lions, as that king, you want to pull it in Daniel 6:16.
Okay.
All right, where Daniel, was cast into the lion's den. Okay? This takes great faith, right, to survive these accounts that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has to bestow upon you. All right, that you yourself have to search and seek for through the will and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right?
You said where?
Daniel 6, and you can start at 16.
This is Daniel 6:16. It says, Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy power, whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee.
And you damn right. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to deliver his elect. All right, his chosen.
Right. And the king,
Excuse me.
he told Daniel this. Why he told Daniel this? Because he had admiration for Daniel.
God.
All right, but he had to stand on his unrighteous decrees.
Right.
That he was made to enforce. Even to his favorite servant. All right, because why did Daniel get thrown in the pit in the first place?
Right. As you go back and read this account, Daniel got thrown into the pit for the fact that he would not bow down. All right, he would not stop. He would not cease praying to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai.
Right.
Okay, so definitely go back in the book of Daniel. Start at chapter 5 and read through chapter 6.
Because he continued praying when everybody else,
God. What did, roughly paraphrasing scripture, Yahushai said,
was told not to.
God. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai said, Who will I find? Who will I find basically fighting for me, standing in that day?
Right.
All right. Who will come? Who will rise to the occasion? Who will proclaim my name amongst the heathens? All right. Not worrying about the outcome. All right. But worrying about what I told you to do. All right. And already truly knowing the outcome. Knowing that I and my Father, have your back. To make it plain upon tables. That Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has your back. All right. Ye men of Israel that stand for his name. Ye women and children who adhere to the law, statutes, and commandments set forth by the man of the house. All right. By the prophet Slakia. By the decree of Apostle Tahar, all right, by the prophets that are set up, Abaratazah, we be those men, giving you sound doctrine, 100% truth, all right? This is the will and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. It's not by our own accord, okay? You got it.
Basically, it's just saying, if the Lord is with us, who can be against us?
Yep.
Right. Verse 17, it says, And a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting, neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living power, is thy power, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lions? Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My power hath sent his angel, and hath shut the lion's mouth, that they have not hurt me, for as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt.
Right. Has he done no hurt, and the innocency was found in him, that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai had delivered Daniel from where? The lion's den. All right, another trial in another place of adversity. All right, these lions, and as you read further into the account, the lions hadn't been fed in about a month.
All
All right,
it was ready to eat.
but and then you go further into account who got ate up. The same men who threw them in the lion's den.
God.
All right, they got ate up and devoured. All right, hey, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. All right, those who don't believe upon Yahweh Shem Yahushai don't believe upon the testimony that is given of the 100% truth, the doctrine of Yahweh Shem Yahushai coming out of GMS. Okay, this is not a I'll believe this part and believe that part. All right, you believe in its entirety or you don't believe at all. Okay, you got it.
This is 1 Maccabees 2:61. And this considering ye throughout all ages, that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. Fear not then the words of the sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms.
Right, so Yahweh Shem Yahushai said, fear not the glory of the sinful man. All right, hey, one, because that glory is but for a time. All right, hey, and he's sinful. It's a shame. All right, this is but a breath. Okay, a breath of time is where this sinful man is storing his riches and storing his treasures. All right, storing his understanding in a moment. All right, you don't have understanding. You can't get understanding in a moment. Okay. Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to provide you with all the understanding, hey, that this sinful man, hey, is after his own vain lust. That everything that he thinks and preys upon is lustful and is to no value. All right? You got it.
Today shall be lifted up, and tomorrow he shall not be found.
Right, today he should be lifted up, so he shall be on his high horse today, but come tomorrow, this MF ain't gonna be found. All right? He ain't gonna be found. He has nothing to offer. All right? As dung, when you drop your deuce, all right, and it flushes down the toilet, when do you see it again? All right? You don't. All right, you got it.
Because he is returning unto his dust, and his thought is come to nothing.
Right, he is returned unto his dust. The dust from the ground that he came from, he returned unto that, and his thought is turned unto nothing. All right, and ultimately this is talking about Esau, Edom. All right, Esau, Edom, his thought will be as nothing. All right, but 2/3 of the nation of Israel, still will receive the promise. All right, after they come back through the loins of the elect. But as you have went astray and followed after your father the devil, John 8:44, your father the devil will be no more after 1,000 years. All right, after he has that hardcore bondage. All right, after that slavery that he is put in for all the atrocities that he has committed unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai's name, his image, and his people, and his earth. All right? He will be cast away to be remembered no more. All right? I think there's one more, right?
Continue back on first Maccabees 2:64. Wherefore, ye my sons, be valiant, and show yourselves men in the behalf of the law, for by it shall you obtain glory.
Right. Yahweh Shem Yahushai said, stand firm and show yourself men on behalf of the law, practicing and rehearsing the righteous acts, all right, that you are able to control in this time. Standing fast for the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, not giving up, not wavering, no matter what the cost is. All right?
Because back then they were put to death for keeping the law.
Come on.
All right. Now, today we have to keep the testimony of Yahweh Shai. We're not saved by the law, but we are, held to a standard, a certain standard to rehearse the righteous acts. But truly to keep the some are gonna die for the testimony of Yahweh Shai. All right, the testimony but that's the same way that the majority is gonna be saved by keeping the testimony.
God. Hey, and keeping of the testimony
And the faith.
and the faith, hey, goes back into what? Rehearsing and practicing the righteous acts. Essentially trying to keep the law. But through grace and mercy, hey, we don't have to keep it perfectly.
Right.
All right? But you have to do it with truth and sincerity. All right? This can't be, you can't be on autopilot.
Right, because Yahweh Shai said, if you love me, you keep my commandments.
God. All right? So this is not something to be taken lightly.
So we rehearse those acts, to show that reverence and to show that love, we have for our true power.
God. All right? You got any precept?
Mm-hmm.
I have one.
God.
This is Ephesians 2:8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is a gift of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Right. It is a gift imparted by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that you have the faith.
Right.
All right?
It's not the works, the working of the law that's going to save us.
God.
All right.
It's through grace and mercy.
Right.
That Yahweh
It's that
Bashem,
sacrifice.
God, the sacrifice that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has imparted to every man within their measure.
Right.
All right?
Mm-hmm.
Every woman and child within their measure.
Right. It's a part of the elect.
God.
Because 2/3 of our people are going to be, down with Esau's folly.
God. They're faithless.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Without faith, to have faith, so-called faith in anything else outside of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is no faith at all. All right? Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. We want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listen learning, and the Bayeshah Dabadat, the house of David. Next time we say Shalom, Wad Abba Baba, Kram Yasharala.